I'm Angela, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone for today's webinar, Preparing for a Year End 2024 and a Year Beginning 2025. I would now like to introduce our presenter for today, Vicky M. Lember. Vicky M. Lember, CPP, is President and Academic Director of the Payroll Advisor, with over 40 years and hands-on experience in all facets of payroll functions, as well as over 3 decades as a trainer and author. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Vicky.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning to everybody. Okay, it's that time of year again, so we've got to cover year end. But we've got some information that I think will help you with year end next year. What we're covering today is the year end for 2024. They actually all come in 2 memos. That's it. You know, the Social Security Administration issues their memo for the Social Security wage base, and then the IRS issues their memo. The first one is for pension and a plan. So we're going to get all the 401k stuff, 403b stuff. So it's all in one memo. Okay. The second memo is basically everything that is affected by inflation. So we're going to focus on a lot of stuff for year end. IRS updates, okay, get pension, federal per diem, standard mileage, any tax law changes, which we're not going to have any this year, adoption benefits, transportation, fringe benefits, all of those are coming in our memo, okay? Now, we also are going to be looking at tax charts. Those are going to be coming later on. They haven't been released yet. Tax rates, that's coming later on. But federal holidays we've got. Okay, that one we can do. Now, we're going to look at the 941 form for next year. We have a draft. Okay, so that's cool. We'll be looking at the W-2 for this year and a quick scan of next year's, but there's no change. We'll be looking at the W-4 for next year because we have a draft, and we're looking at the draft of the 940 for this year. Okay, also we're going to talk about the update to the salary levels because we do have a court case that was just released this morning. Okay, and if there are any other wage and hour updates. We're going to be looking at the minimum wage updates on the states. I've got nothing that says that the Biden administration and or whoever is next, okay, is going to update the minimum wage. I got nothing on that, but they, but the minimum wage states, yeah, we got a lot of those adjusting. SUI wage bases, we're going to be looking at sick leave and looking at all different kinds of state updates for the laws that they're passing that will affect you in 2025. And then, of course, we'll have to look at Social Security, citing for what they call business services online, how to use that, how to set it up, and then, of course, the wage base for Social Security. So let's go ahead and get started with our IRS updates. Again, pension plans, federal per diems, the standard mileage, that we won't get till December, tax rate changes, adoption benefits, and transportation fringe benefits. All right, so IRS transportation fringe benefits. These are the ones that we're allowed to buy transit passes through the company, and we would get, a certain amount of transit passes allowed for free of taxation. Well, these are our adoption benefits. Again, they are in that one huge fringe benefit subject to inflation memo that we're waiting on. We still have the use it or lose it rule. All right, we have a high deductible plan definition. Now, publication 15, and that's the instructions for the forms W-2, W-3. So in this case, this is the 2024 version. Okay, now the tax tables used to be in publication 15. Now, inside this publication that we're talking about is what we call the non-resident alien table. Okay, federal holiday. Now, the 941X, let's go and look at some updates because that's all we've got for the IRS right now. So, student loans. Now, we're going to do the state update, okay? Now, some of the states have laws that are in effect or are going to be in effect on January 1st. But if you're under 25 employees, you don't phase in until January 1st of next year. One of the updates we always get is the SDI. Here are some of the states that currently have paid leave. Salary level test. There are 3 ways that an employee becomes exempt. The salary level, the salary basis, and the job duties. All right, here's our Social Security update. We're going to talk about the EFW2, the filing deadlines, when to use the W-2C, and of course the business services online and the Social Security wage base. This is the EFW record for 2024. Medicare, no wage base again, and the rate will stay the same at 1.45. Additional Medicare tax. All right, now filing limits. Must file electronically if 10 or more. So what if I want to give my form W-2 to my employee, but I want to do it electronically? And there is a lot of stumbling blocks in what we call the disclosure. So when do I use the form W-2C? Using the BSO, you can file all of your W-2s electronically, all of your W-2Cs electronically. So what is the due date? January 31st, 2025 for everybody. Some of the states may require reconciliation form. I always talk about year-end and best practices. So what penalties are in effect right now? So you will get these and be able to look at them for 30 days. Okay, reconciliations. These must be done, but not annually, quarterly. So Social Security says, we want you to balance on a quarterly basis. So you'll want to reconcile the 941 as well as the Social Security Administration, but you also want to reconcile the Form 2 itself. You'll also want to make sure that you reconcile that you're not missing any of those. Box 13 does need to be reviewed. If the employee is covered by a retirement plan, that box must be marked if it is appropriate. You're required to send your employee out a year-end memo. They may also claim exempt as a military spouse. That is an exempt W-4. So we want to make sure that we have our action item checklist. So I'm going to check for year end, the W-2, and year beginning. I just want to make sure that I have verified all the information, that I have my setup for my system that I'm going to need to close out to run my W-2. So then for the new year, I need to do the same thing. And then again, we would do that final reconciliation on the W-2. Now, what if your employee wants a duplicate W-2? Here are some links that I've given you that might help you with some of the stuff we've talked about. Here's the situation. You've got to get started now on your year end. Okay, you're going to set up next year so that you'll have everything done by almost by now. You'll be working on your fourth quarter only. All right. And you have got to basically make sure that you are in compliance with all the new rules coming in. So I want to wish you good luck on handling your year end for 2024 and for the new year. And I wish you good luck in the new year.
Thank you so much, Vicky, and thank you again. So that concludes the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. Have a wonderful day.